Hello, everyone, and welcome to Asian Viewpoints with Mary Sitt. Did you know that 20% of Asians who have immigrated to the United States have diabetes? Our guest today is a registered dietitian whose specialties have included diabetes and obesity. Molly G was the managing director of the Behavioral Medicine Research Center at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston. She has recently retired. She was there for 11 years, but she remains a passionate advocate of healthy eating and healthy living. Molly, thanks so much for being with us.
I am delighted to be here.
So, as a nutritionist, you specialize in diabetes and obesity. Those are two huge health problems in America. Um, what can we do? I mean, that's how do you even start to tackle something that big?
Well, one of the things I really wanted to bring up was the fact that Asians, because if you look at the statistics, we are smaller percentage
Mhm.
of us have obesity.
Okay.
And one of the things that I think a lot of clinicians overlook is the fact that the World Health Organization and many associations here in the US now recognize that Asians, because of their height,
Mhm.
uh, you need to use a different screening mechanism to really diagnose or screen for obesity and overweight.
So, Molly, let's talk about the so-called skinny fat, where the fat is like embedded around organs, and so you don't see it visibly. So you look at somebody, they look fine. Does that cause for a lot of misdiagnosed or undiagnosed cases?
Oh, absolutely. And really, when you take a look at it, what you're worried about is that if someone's carrying extra weight, it's not just the chronic disease of obesity, but it's the other health factors, risk factors that come in. I mean, you mentioned diabetes. Of course, that is one of the key indicators for diabetes, but heart disease, high blood pressure, also it's related to some types of cancers. So,
Wow.
carrying an extra bit of weight is really can be life-threatening if you really look at it seriously.
Um, I read that 90% of Asians and Asian Americans who have diabetes in this country have type 2 diabetes. Is that reversible or simply manageable?
It Once you have the diagnosis of diabetes, you have it. But the good news is you can manage it. One of the things that's really key is lifestyle. And
Okay.
I know everyone hates to hear that, but having a good, nutritious diet, including fruits and vegetables, that's probably one of the key things you can do and kind of reduce the amount of animal protein.
Okay.
But clearly, you can do something about it. And then exercise. I'm not suggesting anyone run a marathon.
Uh-huh.
That is not what I'm suggesting. But
Okay.
just, walking, that is probably the best activity for people with diabetes. I know when I was managing a clinical trial, the Look Ahead trial, and that was about diabetes and obesity,
Mhm.
one of the things that we started people with was 10-minute bouts
Okay.
of physical activity 3 to 4 times a day. That anyone can do.
Now, when you say go for a walk, I walk the dog every day, but but mine's a leisurely dog. Should we be like walking so we can barely carry on a conversation, or how fast should we walk to make a difference?
I would say that if you're just starting out and just, if you've been a former couch potato with a remote control, I would say just walking where you're comfortable. And just when a healthy person, you hear about, oh, you've got to get your heart rate up and so
Right.
forth. I really advise, listen to your body. Don't, you need to be able to at least carry on a conversation,
Okay.
not get so winded. Because really you don't want to overdo it and then other consequences come along.
Let's talk about some of those behavioral changes that can actually prevent diabetes. Let's say you're pre-diabetic and you go, oh my goodness, I'm at that cusp. If I keep going in this direction, it's going to be bad. You can reverse pre-diabetes, right? You can make those numbers go down and get
Yeah,
better.
absolutely. Most of the time, when you have pre-diabetes, you can lose a few pounds. That
Mhm.
makes a significant difference.
Okay.
And start walking. Exercise itself helps lower your blood sugar.
Okay.
So that is some key things. And
So
then
any kind of exercise will lower your blood sugar, or it has to be aerobic type exercise like treadmill,
any type of
anything,
exercise. And
movement.
especially I would recommend that you need to get your, walking or get your heart rate up higher. But for older adults, it's even more critical to do strength training
Okay.
type of activity because you're losing muscle mass as you get older. So just start off with some light, maybe 2-pound weights and start gradually. This is where getting advice from a professional would be really helpful.
Tell me what a registered dietitian, someone like you, can do to help someone on this journey. Because, a lot of times you go to the doctor, they give you test results, you get something in your patient portal, and it gives you a little summary. Okay. And they just give you really general things. But what can a registered dietitian do to help
Okay.
someone?
Registered dietitians do what we call medical nutrition therapy. And this is where they take a look at all of your results and they individualize and build an eating plan suitable for you. For example, if someone says to me, which has happened often, just tell me what to eat. I'll
Right.
do it.
Right.
And what I will say to them is, what do you like to eat? And let's work around it. Because if someone tells me that they love Mexican food, they love ice cream, one of the worst things you can do from a behavioral standpoint is say, you could never let that pass your lips again. You've lost it. You've absolutely lost it.
Right.
So just a matter of working, if I can say to a client, I will work those in,
Wow. Okay.
that is the key. And this is the beauty of a registered dietitian is the fact that they understand they need to individualize the plan. They need to take a look at meeting the patient where they are, regardless of diet, exercise, and then one other thing is just management of their medication.
How do you find a good dietitian, registered dietitian?
You can go to the National Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, but an easy website for you to remember, everyone can remember it. It's eatright.org.
Oh, I like
Eatright.org.
that.
So you
Eatright.org.
can find a registered dietitian, on that website.
What do you think about the Mediterranean diet? You keep hearing about that. Is that like a basic healthy one for everyone? Let's say you're not diabetic and you're not obese. Is this something for everybody to do or what?
Oh, absolutely. Because really, the Mediterranean diet really includes lots of fruit and vegetables, and they focus more on, say, not red meat as protein, but more, plant-based, and then also including dairy products.
Okay.
In the US, one of the key diets that's also very healthy is called the DASH diet, and that was developed to help people that had high blood pressure.
Okay. Molly, if you had to give us just 3 healthy tips to stay healthy, what would those 3 tips be?
Well, I would recommend number one, include more fruits and vegetables in your diet.
Okay.
Number two, get up and walk. And one great activity is, say, walk your dog. Find a partner, find a friend to walk with. That motivates you, and you're more likely to do it. And number three, reduce the stress in your life.
Wow, that's a big one.
Well, it is, but stress is much more of a health taker than we know. And
Okay.
One of the things is get enough sleep.
Okay. Reduce the stress, remove the negativity that's causing that stress if you can, try to reduce it, and get enough sleep, which should be about what, 7 to 8 hours a night?
I think that 7 hours is what I shoot for, and that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Molly, thank you so much for sharing these wonderful healthy tips for us.
You are so welcome, and have a healthy day, Mary.
Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button below and be sure to follow us, subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary Sitt. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.